on in. Let's get this started. Okay, so today, welcome on into Be So Light. My name is Felicia, also known as the Galactic Spiral Light Priestess, Makala. Let's get into this. So if you attended yesterday's video, today is like a part 2, going to the next part of it, going a little bit deeper. And I said, and I had no idea what we were going to be talking about. And I said, well, as I was getting ready to go run out, now here's the thing. I was just going to go ahead and take a medicine bath, get myself situated, and then come on and teach afterwards, make my big pot of stew. And Spirit was like, no, go now, get out the house. I go, okay. So I went ahead, got dressed, left out, and then as I'm driving over to the grocery store, what do I see? Blue sky peeking through. What do I see? Sun trying to come through. And I'm like, oh, so right where I was going, the sky was opening up and a little bit of light was coming in. And I said, oh, that's why you wanted me to go. Okay, got it. So I went and did all my running around, got the things I needed. And then I hurried up and came back here so I can do this, take my medicine bath, make my stew. Because I just feel the need to have stew today. So today is kin number 7. Oh, wait a minute. Kin number 7, blue radiant hand. I channel in order to know, inspiring healing. I seal the store of accomplishment with the renaissance tone of atonement. I am guided by the power of self-generation. The color is blue. The planet is Earth. The heart chakra is activator for this, and the Earth family core. We do have a rune, and the message here today is we are using words and images as a bridge to indicate the level of alternation within our self-perception, consciousness, and in our own genetic coding that is now occurring. We are on the 4th mental sphere, which is in the back of the head. If you've been feeling a lot of pressure back there, having sore neck, having a lot of soreness, that is there. The beta alpha, higher mind control, the second time dimension, cosmic ascension. So that's where we are. Let me pull this rune up. I know I have this rune in here. And then it looks like I'm going to have to open up my thing because they're showing me here on my phone that nobody's watching me. So YouTube, I got a message for you. I saw in my other videos, the last couple ones that I did, you had a secret little number of 23 on there. What the fuck you doing? 23? What do you mean by 23? Don't you know a 33 when you see one? Or maybe it's 99. That should be more my level. That's what I like better, 99. Get it together. All right, anyway. I mean, if you're going to be that blunt about it, then let's have a latte. Want to have a latte? Want to sit with me and have a latte? So I can sit with you and look at you and say, what the hell's wrong with you? You guys wouldn't want me in a meeting because I would look at you and tell you what is wrong with you. Why do you do what you do? You know, and I hear it from a lot of other people who are trying to do their work on YouTube. Their videos are getting taken down. They don't get a lot of views, da-da-da-da-da. Obviously, we're doing something right. We're doing something right. So this is our room for today. Look at that. This is how I feel about y'all right there. All the powers that be, let's just put an arrow through that all-seeing eye business, okay? Yarrow. I like this, Danny. So yarrow is going to be our plant today. Yarrow I like using for protection. Putting it in a spray bottle and misting yourself with it strengthens your aura. And also, if you take it as a flower essence, yarrow also strengthens your aura field, strengthens you spiritually, energetically. It gives brings in strength. So yeah, you guys need to. That's okay. I'm gonna tell you like this. Keep on doing what you're doing. Enjoy it now. Enjoy it. Because you will be paying the piper. I guarantee you that. I guarantee you that. You will be paying the piper. You'll be one of those people laying in a bed somewhere trying to figure out, what did I ever do to deserve this? Do you need a flashback of your life review? There you go. You're going to be one of those people. What did I ever do to deserve this? That's what's going to happen. You know, one thing about me, when I get visions and stuff and I see stuff, I always call it out. And I had someone point this out to me last night. And she had told me something that had happened to someone. And I was like, she said, and you said the way that the energy, how it was crossed over in the medicine, what was going to happen? I said, yep. So there's always a price to pay. Hear me? Always a price to pay. So this is going to be communication. This is also going to be messages. And I have to sneak up on you, like I'm getting ready to do right now, since you're playing games. I'm going to sneak up on you. I'm going to owl your ass. Here I come. You don't see it coming. Do you see it coming? You don't see it coming, do you? I'm pretty sure you don't. Yeah, there you go. There you go. I'm owling your ass right now. There you go. And guess what? I'm even going to do that. How about that? How about that? Okay, so communication, message, inspiration, truth, creativity, divination, interpretation, speech, and poetry. This is going to give, this room talks about what lies in sacred breath. What lies in the sacred breath, which not only sustains life, but also grants us the capacity to express ourselves through language. Okay? So the yarrow is the master of discernment, is an ally, and it works with the skills of divination, communication across the realms. Its energy is gentle yet potent, inspiring courage and strength and well-being. So, contemplation, do I actively listen or just wait for my chance to talk? Am I conscious of the impact of my words myself? Okay? So, here's the thing. Yesterday, wait a minute, let me back up. Let me read this one thing here. Silence quiets the mind. Okay. Can you hear their call? As a divine messenger and guardians of communication, the voices of the Inez and the yarrow echoes with the otherworldly renaissance. Their magic resides in the voice and the mind, offering gifts of sharp insight and profound clarity to those who seek and share wisdom. Together, the Inez and the yarrow aid in deciphering of abstract messages, providing a lens through which we can perceive the subtle signs and symbols of the cosmos. In their presence, we are reminded to be mindful of our words, understanding that they are potent spells we release into the world. Yes, that is true. That is a very potent thing. So that is this symbol. Those of you that'll be watching this video a little later, just to let you know. So I put the post up, and it's kind of funny how they do it. They will let people know when I'm on, like 10 minutes in, 15 minutes in, then you guys get the notification. So I'm going to break up some energy, and I'm going to have everyone, when you watch this video, please put a like on this video. Also, we're going to dive into the resurrection of the flatline. So this is to bring in that energy. Breathe, inhale, exhale, remember the breath. Strengthen that connection. Breathe. Inhale, exhale. Inhale it in, exhale it out. Break up all that stagnation. Hey, lovely. Welcome on in. See, I timed it. I said they wait till 10 to 12 minutes before they let people know that I'm on. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Okay. So, Donna, just to let you know, this is our rune for today, okay? Look at that. The arrow through the all-seeing eye. It is Yarrow. Yarrow is powerful. This is dealing with our voice and our breath today. So today the message is all about, it's 111. I love it. Today the message is all about the understanding that energy of the flatline. Okay, how do we revise ourselves out of the flatline? The flatline is where you're just going along and you're just doing the same thing. You're just in that same pattern. You're just in that same feeling. And I had a deja vu moment when I came through the door with the groceries, and I was looking. The cat triggered it. See, Matrix. Cat was sitting in front of the table, and I looked and I go, wait a minute. And I had the whole thought about talking about the message that was put out yesterday by this guy who said that the Vatican doesn't want anyone to not worship or idolize Mother Mary. that she needs to be just just you don't idolize her. You don't think of her. Don't give her any prayers, no attention. So immediately when I heard that, because I saw the video, I saw the guy, he was talking about it, and then he went into his little whole thing of, oh, you shouldn't be worshiping the female energy, blah, 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 doing that crap. And I said, oh, that energy right there is definitely causing a slap in the face towards the feminine energy. So once again, we got these wiener winks running around, scared to death of the feminine energy that's coming in to spank their asses for being so bad. But hey, we gotta accept our part too, because over 3,000, 6,000, whatever years ago, we released that power and let them do what they were doing. Now the world is in a mess and threw everything out of balance because we let that happen. So now the divine feminine energy is coming in to spank that butt and rising again. So here's a message to all of you so-called want to keep the divine feminine energy down. It's not going to happen. Time's up. You are about to get a big spanking. The spanking is coming with no letting up off that ass. What do mothers do? And it's better yet said like this: don't fuck with Mother Nature. How about that? All right. Yeah, she can come and spank that butt. You've been such a naughty, naughty, naughty little person. Naughty. So that divine feminine energy is rising, and they don't want it to rise. Now, in my mind, I kind of looked at it. Most of the healers, most of us came up through some kind of religion belief. We were in the family, if you were going to church, if you're Catholic, Christian, Baptist, Jehovah's Witnesses, all these structures to connect to that one divine force, okay? Or the synthetic force, the fake energy that they wanted you to stay connected to. When you find out, when you pray and you do things and it doesn't listen to you, okay? It doesn't hear you, because that's a fake one. The divine one hears you because you're a part of the divine. You're a part of that energy. So that's the part that we're breaking away from. The false light, the false energy, the false, everything that was a lie to keep an energy down. That's what we're moving past. So good luck trying to keep it down, because the more you keep trying to keep Mother down, the more she's going to erupt. The more she's going to split. The more she's going to flood. The more she's going to let her mud cover up stuff. You kind of see what I'm saying? So, you just keep on doing that. You keep on playing those games. Telling people not to do that. So, here's the thing. How does that work out then when you're Catholic and you're telling people that? So are you guys going to take out when you're going to send somebody to the corner to go kneel and do their prayers, to go do their 20 all Our Fathers and then their 20 Hail Marys? Hail Mary, full of grace, the Lord is with thee. Blessed art thou amongst women. Blessed the fruit of thee, womb, Jesus. Holy Mary, Mother of God, pray for us sinners now at the hour of our death. How are you going to get rid of that part? Just wondering. This is one of those flatlines. Okay? So, back to our lesson at hand. I'm just wondering how the Vatican's going to do that. I just can't wait to see how the Vatican's going to do that. They'll probably have some kind of ritual for it. I'm sure of it. Do I look like I just don't care anymore? Like I'm all about, yes, let's release as much light as possible. Next year, if you only can see what I see. Okay, so our Flatline Rebel says, oh, look at this. Ah! Can't make this stuff up. Stop. Can you say the spanking has now begun? And this is why I love doing what I do. Yeah, this is going to be good. Yeah. So when we talk about how do you resurrect from a flat line, you're divining for light. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Look. Oh, ouch, ouch, ouch. Look at that. Look. Okay. We're going to step into it. What does she mean by this? So she's got water. She's got the seahorses in her face. Look at that. Divining for light. Number 11. 11 is the doorway, mastery number. And it starts off with a sentence of this. How brave you are. You are diving for light. It can be so much simpler to seek light in the heavenly, in which is blissful, sweet, and loving and kind. To look for the light in which is dark is an advanced task that only a rebellious and brave heart will attempt. Well, here at Be So Light, we are rebels. We are rebels because we believe in staying in our light. We speak our truth and we walk that. We don't play these games of trying to fit into the construct. We are those rebel souls that have awakened and just getting ready to just put certain beings on notice. Welcome to your ass whipping time. Yes, coming with a whole bunch of light. I hope you like it. Anyway, we'll be doing the spanking. Yeah. So the healing message that comes with this, it says, I call upon the presence of the unconditional love. Be here now without restraint. Fill me and fill this space. Touch all beings with my grace. I feel the presence of unconditional love within me. I am acknowledged to the presence of unconditional love all around me. I am the presence of the unconditional love, and in this love, no fear can remain. May unconditional love guide any fear back to the light of the love or back into the earth as serves the greatest good. My body, mind, heart, and soul are now completely bathed in and protected by the unconditional love through my own free will. This is so. There you go. So what pairs up as the resurrection part for that is your ancestry. Look at that. She's got that red going on. She's got that red. She's got that gold. Kind of like, I don't know, didn't Atlas go gold yesterday? Got kind of like gold colors? Interesting. So, and that's at number 17. So let's take a look at that resurrection of her. She's got her crowns on. She's standing in all of her glory. I love it. It's all relative. It is all relative. Generations that have come before you, the people who form your traditions, your structures, your foundations. These are these are your roots, past, stories, and even the very soul of your family tree. It is a good thing to remember them, sit in silence, and reconnect to them. So give thanks for this and hold dear the traditions and the roots that were created as if by magic by those who came before you. So when we are talking about diving into the light and the ancestry that connects with that, each one of us has a purpose. And you're about to find out what have you forgotten. That's going to bring that into light. And it's the unity card. The unity of the higher self, the unity into the divine source, unity. Everything that's unity is all relative. So this is that number 34, which makes that 7, which makes that divine energy 7 of creation. So let's just step into that. Let's just see what this one brings us up to. What's hidden behind the meaning of the unity? Creative, collective intelligence. Collective intelligence. Let's imagine that everything that is somehow connected to the web of light, the life, if you prefer. We can imagine these are the threads or the strands all coming from the same source and extending outward as if we're all a part of the one big giant woven fabric of light. If there is a force or a field that connects us all, we can assume that when we experience hurt, it moves through the web of life and someone else may feel it somewhere down the line. Yeah, someone's going to feel it down the line. It's coming. So I love how Kalina today, hats off to Kalina, giving a shout out to Kalina because she's been showing up, doing her work. And then there's other light workers that are doing their due diligence, showing up every day. We're helping to create this bridge from that 1212 portal to the 1221. We're creating this bridge of light. So those of us that are showing up, coming on, having you do some journaling, having you go outside, having you take medicine bath, having you to really kind of dive into the self and take some time out to kind of get a new perspective of the self. We're creating that energy and we're asking you to partake in that. We're asking you to see yourself in that. So this is that place where we're taking in that time to bridge that energy. So coming out of that flat line, when we're talking about a flat line, how do you resurrect the self from that and moving into the purpose? Or maybe it's coming back in and reinstating yourself in your purpose to reconnect to a higher perspective of what your purpose is. Maybe you've been playing it a little small. Maybe you've just been playing it where you just kind of been playing it really simple and not really diving into the whole perspectives of your light of yourself. You've just been playing it small. But now with all this energy coming in to support you, to help you look at your line where you had a heartbeat and then somewhere it just went flat. And when I talk about flat, is how do you come out of that dead energy space where it's just flat, where you just kind of just milling along. You're just kind of like, oh, doing that. Because you got things that are coming over you that's oppressing you energetically. You just step into yourself that much harder. And you realize that everything is just the game itself. When you can tear apart the construct and look at it and say, oh, well, it's just a bunch of artificial beings, non-light beings running around. afraid of what's coming. It's too late. It's already here. And there's not a damn thing that they can do about it, and they know it. So by resurrecting of the self, coming out of that flat line and submerging yourself into the unity of your higher self and that source light, and revving up and supercharging yourself into something new, into something that's calling to you, listening. What is it that you're supposed to be doing now? What is the next step? Everyone gets caught in this thing. Well, I started off doing this, and this is what I've been doing, and now it's kind of like maybe that was just a step to get you started. Maybe that was just a little something to get you started right here. Maybe you just needed to have a little step that pulls you into another direction. Just like when we go out and participate in those jobs, do those jobs. It's the same thing. You're going to have this job for now, and then that's going to be a stepping stone to get you to the next level. And it's going to open up other doors of opportunities. Those of us that keep stepping. But if you're not stepping, you're just kind of like flatline. You're staying in that flat line. We're here to break the flat line. We're here to break the deadline energy that only keeps you right here. You came in with a beat, so you should have a beat all the way through. Not where you just go here. When we go here, this is a time to reflect and also look and say, okay, I'm having this moment. This is also Dead Night of the Soul right here. So how do you get yourself back into the rhythm? You take a breath. And you open to the silence. And you listen. What is the next step I need to take that will bring in the greatest good for myself and others? Reveal it to me now. I'm listening. And only those of the utmost highest energy, space of the divine, a benevolent light can talk to me. Okay? You always got to cover the back doors. Because you don't need anything that's a lower energy coming in and say, oh, this is my opportunity. I got permission. No, you didn't. You didn't get no permission. I just sealed the gate with those words. I just spellbound it. So now you can't come past it. Don't you just love it? So it's one of those moments where you sit back and you say to yourself, where am I going? What is the message of the self of what I'm looking forward to doing? How do I move into that? Okay. So today, the journal prompting is, if you did the homework assignment last night, you took the ones from the top and you moved them down and you looked at that, you did a journal on it. Now I want you to take the next step. Look at the common likes of the beats. What really stands out for you? What is really speaking to you? Where in your heart of heart are you feeling that pull? That's your truth. And you have to trust. Got to trust it. If anything, out of everything, learn how to trust yourself. Don't trust anyone else. Learn to trust yourself, what you feel in here. Don't always let your eyes just see something, but make sure this one sees it all. Make sure when you're listening, your spirit ears are hearing the truth. Sometimes people can be talking, la, 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 and then there's certain words they say, and that's be like, wait a minute, what'd you just say? And you got to rewind to catch what they just said. And then you hear it, and then it does something to you where you go, wait a minute, what? So, take this time to resurrect from that flat line. If you've been in a flatline place, if you've been in that hopelessness, if you've been in that place of despair, if you've been in that place of self-suppression, where you're like, I just don't know. This is not the time to give up on yourself. This is not the time to give up on the dream. This is not the time to give up on the purpose. This is the time to step even full-heartedly more into who you are and what you're doing. It takes a lot to just come online and to put the message out there. Especially when you know you have beings of energies that purposely play games against you to keep you from being seen or heard or activating people. They just don't know that much about me. If I want to activate the hell out of a lot of people, I'll just meet up with your butts in the dimensions, different realms. Say, hey, how you doing? How's life doing? What's going on? Activate. Hey, do you remember who you activate? Bring up that light, bring up that light, bring that light up. Yay! Let's go have a bring up the light party. So, take this time to now look at what your purpose is calling. What's your purpose? What do you want to do now? What's really showing for you? Even the stuff that you've been afraid to kind of look at. I'm going to share something. You guys know what? I've always wanted to open up like a candle business. I really do. I want to do something where I can actually take a lot of things that I do. I wanted to open up a candle business. Get some candles out. I love candles. I really do. And I just saw the new one called the Intuition, House of Intuition. I like that. I think candles are the bomb.com because you're working with the element of fire. You're working with you're working with that element. Now, I'm going to tell you something. When I was younger, back in the day, when I was just a little something, and it just goes to show you how old your soul is. I remember one day after we went to church, came home, I go, Mommy, I need to have an altar just like the priest does. In church, I want an altar like that. She goes, oh, honey, you can't have an altar like that. You would have to have a church to make an altar like that. That's a big altar. That's made out of heavy stone and stuff like that. I go, okay, Mommy, I'm going to make a smaller one. So I remember I went outside. I got some wood, put it up, and I said, Daddy, can you cut me some wood so I can make an altar? He goes, what do you want that for? I want one like in the church. He goes, okay. So he cut some little block woods. And now keep in mind, I'm this little something, probably about 8, maybe 9, 8 or 9 years old, running around talking about, can you make this for me? Okay. And then I remember sitting on the floor in my room and I'm building it up. And I took some cloth and I put it on top of it, trying to say, now what does he have on his thing? And I remember, Mommy, can I have a candle? She goes, no, you might cause a fire. I said, well, I don't have to light it. Can I just have it just to sit a candle on here? Can I have a candle? I remember she went and got a little birthday candle, a little birthday thing. She gave it to me. I said, I need two. I can't have just one. Yeah, I was a little bossy, a little something, even at that age. So she brings me two candles. I put the candles there. And I remember I went and got a little, like a lid from a soda pop bottle. And I took that and I put a little water in it and I set it right there. And I said, now I have an altar just like he does. And I sat there and I said, okay, God, I made an altar right here. And I remember just sitting there saying, I wonder what's going to happen. Will an angel come? I wonder what's going to happen. Who would have ever known at that moment what I was doing, mimicking that, creating the altars that connects through all times of ancestry, just from that. And then finding a purpose coming through that door. These altars are portals to bring clarity, bring light to the mind, to establish that. The altar. Amazing, isn't it? So here's the trick. I want you to go back. Go back to that timeline of when you first felt the tap of tapping into that self, tapping into that magic of the self. And I want you to take a look at that little person or that younger version of yourself that was tapped in like that, that had the heartbeat. And I want you to take that energy of what you felt then, and I want you to bring it forward onto a higher and new timeline, into a more higher version of yourself. What is the message that's in that right there, in that place? What is the message? What's the feeling you're feeling from that right there? Because to come out of a flat line, you have to be willing to really look at, why are you flat? Where did you give too much of your energy away? Where did you give your love away? Where did you give your energy away? Where did you give it? Because now you need to charge yourself back up and call back those energies where you left them and say, you know what, I'm calling that back. You don't get to hold on to that. I'm calling that back. Calling your energy back from all the jobs that you worked where you were working for someone, instead of changing the words to working with someone, working for someone. Call your energy back from all those jobs. Say, I'm bringing my energy back. You might not get your time back, but call your energy back. Call your energy back. Call your energy back wherever you just left it. And ask for it to come back strong, revitalized, with a sense of purpose. A sense of purpose and an upgrade of the self. Call it back in that form. Does that make sense? So that you're not sitting back wondering why you're still flatline. How is that possible? Why am I still flatline? Okay. All right, so I'm going to wrap it up for here because this is going to be the wrap up of the Flatline talk. I really thought it was interesting how they came to me and they said, just talk about the Flatline. I go, why? I thought we were going to move. No, there's some people that are still sitting on that. And they really need to see themselves coming out of it and stepping out of it. And I'm like, you know what? You're right. So dive into that and see what the next part is for yourself. The divine feminine energy is here. And it's going to wake up all of us and bring back our memories. You have to be ready for that. And we're getting ready. We're taking our rightful places. We're bringing back balance. We are restoring that. All right? All right. So I will see all of you tomorrow, right back here. I am going to go get into a medicine bath. I feel I need to do that. All right. Much love to all of you. Be good to yourselves. Do your homework. I can't wait to see what we step into tomorrow. The countdown has already begun. Let's just see how this pans out. Much love. Peace to you too. Bye.